So, the past couple of days has been very weird for the video game industry. For Microsoft waving his dick with the big ass money he there have, buying for 68.5, I think 68.7, I don't give a fuck. Buying Activision and their whole IPs. In this video, I'm gonna be very neutral about all this. Because one of the things I am right now, it's a multi-platform gamer. I play Nintendo Switch, I play PC, I play PS5, and I play Xbox. What is up, guys? Today I come with a brand new video, and today I'm gonna go deep into all of this problem that it is the Activision acquisition by Microsoft. If you're not a fan, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, give it a like, subscribe, and it helps the channel a lot. So let's get into it, shall we? So Microsoft is one of the biggest companies in the world. I think it's second to Apple. I think it's worth $2.2 trillion. So what does that mean? It means it has a lot of cash flow, and a lot of cash cow. What does that mean for you guys who doesn't know business is that Microsoft can buy any single company on the video game industry without batting an eye. Yes, don't be surprised by the $68.7 billion. Wait, $68.7 billion buying from Activision. That's penny. That's penny for them. If you don't know, Microsoft has been a big company for the past couple of 35 years. It has been founded by Bill Gates, if you do know that. And if you don't know this history about Microsoft so far, is that they have always have been kind of a neutral ground from some controversies. Back I think in '98 or those couple of times, they were sued by the government by the Windows fiasco. So they want to be separate in two companies, but it didn't pass. So it's a weird thing. Microsoft has monopolized kind of in a way of the Windows software. So you buy a PC or you buy a laptop, it comes with Windows on it. It comes with Internet Explorer on it. So there's the only changeable option is Mac I've seen so far, and others, but like the biggest one is Windows. So what that means? It's big money for Microsoft. So this is where I'm gonna go deep into my understanding on the video game. So Microsoft wanted to go on the gaming industry. So at first, if you didn't know, they wanted to buy Nintendo. They pay the tickets to go to Japan and laugh at Microsoft, and then sent them back. That is how the history started. Then after that, they funded Xbox. Xbox One was this good console. I'm not gonna say it was bad. It was a good console. I owned it way back in the day. You know, that big ass controller, that was really weird. I didn't like it so far. I really didn't like the original Xbox, but the game was pretty good. Like, the games were pretty good, like the system was pretty amazing. I really did the original OG Xbox. So, but it was not a PlayStation 2, it was not a Nintendo GameCube, it was just Xbox. After a few more years, in 2005 to 2006, Xbox introduced the Xbox 360, or how do I like to call it, the warmer Xbox, the three red lands of death Xbox. That was a big problem for Xbox, but one of the thing is that it dominated Sony. It dominated Sony because Sony got too greedy in some way that it was really big hit for Sony. So Sony started selling this console for $600 when Microsoft started really big low. And don't get me wrong, I still think that Xbox console felt a lot quite cheap, like very fucking cheap. But during the years, Xbox solidified what we call gaming online. I understand that, coming with Xbox Live. My first game online, in my opinion, like console-wise, was Gears of War. Gears of War 1 was a lot of fun, and I was really having fun with it. And that's why it came in solidifying, and many games going exclusive to the Xbox, like Mass Effect, Call of Duty content, and all of that. 2013 came, and then the whole fiasco, exact same thing happened with Microsoft. Microsoft got too greedy, implementing what we call the DRM with used games. Back in the day, in 2013, Xbox didn't want you to play used games. So if you have a game, you have a little brother, and that little brother have an Xbox One, and back in the day, if Microsoft didn't back on the word, they couldn't play the used game. So you had to buy another game for $65 or $63 with plus tax, and then you can play that game. That was the whole fiasco. And what the head of Xbox said back in the day? If we have a console that you can play, if you want to use games, let's call Xbox 360. That is a slap to the face by back in the day. But right now, we're in 2022. We're in a brand new whole year. We'll be like 10 years after that, almost 10 years after that. And we got a brand new news that Activision is being bought by Microsoft. In my mind, if you go into business, if you have a bachelor's in this and you really study the market and everything, you will think that this is a good thing. It's not a good thing, in my opinion. It's a good thing for the Xbox fans that's saying that, oh, Sony's going to be dead, Sony's going to be this. Sony's not going to be dead, first of all. Sony only makes $98 to $248 million a year compared to the 2.2 billion they made a year. That's 3 trillion yen. That's $2.2 billion in a year. So what is that? It's not going to hit that so much. Sony is I think this is the second biggest cash on the gaming industry behind Tencent, if I'm not correct. So Microsoft buying Activision will make it number 3. What is though coming to this? What is all coming to that? Does that mean that Microsoft wants to be on the game team changer? The Xbox One didn't sell very well. Microsoft investor wanted to sell the Xbox brand until Phil Spencer came and said, no, I'm going to do this at 180. So going into all the perspective, why this deal is bad. So first of all, if you have done your research, if you really understand, this deal will make each and every game own IP by Microsoft. Oh, and you will say that, oh, but Phil Spencer said the Call of Duty will be fucking will be exclusive to, will not be exclusive, will be multi-platform. Those are words. That there's only contracts based on exclusive content. They aren't gonna own the IP. So think about this. Think about 15 years on the road, 20 years on the road, when Phil Spencer is not the head of Xbox, and another Don Matrick comes and say, nope, fuck you Sony, fuck you PC, because they can do that. They can do that. Another head can do that. And everything you hold dear on the multi-platform of Call of Duty will be exclusive to the Xbox. But I don't think it that way. I think 10 years, 15 years time, there will not be an Xbox or will not be a PS5. We will be having streaming platforms, and we will be playing games on a service like the Game Pass. And that is the big elephant in the room. This is where I'm gonna go deep balls on it. Like the video tells you, Sony's not dead. Sony's dead. It's because I wanted to put it like that, but it's not. Sony will keep growing. Sony has a lot of things on the market, like for example, the anime business, the manga business. Sony bought Crunchyroll for $1.5 billion. Sony wants to be in the entertainment of anime right now, and one of the IPs of anime called Demon Slayer made a lot of money the last few years. So, Game Pass. Game Pass, in my opinion, is one amazing platform for games. For the people who cannot waste $60 or $70, can go on, and if you have a PC, you can waste $10 a month and play a lot of games. For example, right now you can play Rainbow Six Extraction, Halo Infinite, Forza, Gears of War, you name it. Games very good well. The exact same thing can be on Xbox. When you go to the Ultimate Pass, $14 or $16 a month, you can have EA Play, you're gonna have Ubisoft and all those games. And I think it's amazing idea. But this is where I'm gonna do your 180. If Phil and Bobby go to the regulators and said, all these IPs, we're not gonna make it exclusive. We're not gonna make it exclusive. Because if you said that day one, you said that during the years, you're gonna get fucked by the regulators. You're gonna get fucked. This will be an internal investigation. And I tell you right now, this is gonna take time. or either is going to be blocked. There's a slim chance that it's going to pass. And yes, many people will tell you that, oh, but it's announced, that means something. No, it doesn't mean shit. Right now with the world economy, with the pandemic that is right now, things are bad. Bad for the economy. Like $68.7 billion to buy a company. We can waste that $68.7 billion building brand new businesses and raising good studios, raising brand new IPs, investing on the exact same indie studios. They could have done that, but no, they went and slapped their dicks and boom, we're buying my Activision right now. And don't get me wrong, I'm not sounding like a fanboy, but this is the goddamn truth. Microsoft has been criticized left and right by this deal. So, Game Pass, like I said. If Phil and Bobby, or everybody in the segment of Microsoft, goes to the regulators and says, well, we have a systems of subscription-based model called Game Pass. We put 100 to 150 games each and every year on the game, and we change it. All these games are going to be Game Pass. And you will be thinking, God damn right, that is Microsoft. No! The regulator will say, oh, so you're saying these games are multi-platform? Yes. So you're saying these games will do this and that? Yes. What about the competition? What about Sony? What about Nintendo? What about Steam? What about all these companies that your game is $59.99? What about that? That is not a great deal for it. So you are given games worth $59.99 on other platforms, and on your subscription-based module, you're gonna get it for almost for free, because you're only wasting like $10 or $14 a month. Don't get me wrong, I love Game Pass. I think Game Pass can give open doors to games that were not selling very well and give it a voice and sell. Outriders, for example. Those games can give you a voice. Because in my opinion, Outrider was a game death on arrival. Marvel's Avengers, nobody wants to buy it. They got it in Game Pass. So that is the good thing about Game Pass. It can give an opportunity to games that were really flop, and games to give it a voice and sell on the main run. But that is the big elephant in the room. Many companies will not benefit from the Microsoft deal. And this is a big problem that you should be aware. Microsoft should be putting that $68.7 billion on other things for Xbox. For example, building brand new studios for ground up. Buying little studios like indie, for example, Kena. If I was Sony, I'll buy the key developers for Kena. Kena was an excellent game. So I will above them. This is a thing that you must really think and do a very investigation of it. But that's me, that's my opinion. That's how I see the market so far. And that is my opinion on this game as a whole. Will it pass? In my opinion, I give it a 60 chance that it will not pass. I'm going to give it a 40 that will pass. This will be an intensive investigation. Like, for example, Nvidia tried to buy ARMS for $40 billion, and it's dead right now. It didn't benefit of the economy, and it was really going to hit very hard each and every single company. The exact same thing is going to happen if Microsoft buys Activision. Activision is one of the biggest companies out there, from Take-Two, EA, Ubisoft, Square, Sega, and Capcom. And those are multi-platform. So guys, I hope you liked the video. Please make sure you share with your friends, and I hope you give it a like, thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time, the next Rating Guys show. Peace out.